rather than the garage this time. We are going to be talking about an addition I'm going to be doing for the Range Rover L322 in preparation for the Arctic Circle. Now obviously I want to try and keep that car as warm as possible. I've already installed the diesel heater, which works really well. It's quite a straightforward install, works very efficiently, does get hot. But then I want to try and keep the heat in the car as much as possible. Being an L322, there isn't a huge amount of aftermarket parts for them. If it was in a Defender, there'd be 10 different companies providing this kind of thing. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything for the Range Rover. So what I've decided to do is to buy a whole load of material. So this is from a company called Berger in Germany. And I'll put a link in the description as well for where I bought this from. And this is basically the material that goes into motorhomes for their window coverings. So as you can see, it's pretty serious stuff. So we've got internal covering, we've got a foil, a foam, a foil, and then we've got more foam and an external reflective thing. I think this goes on the inside and that goes on the outside. I can't really remember. But I bought like 5-10 meters of this stuff, and the plan is to basically make templates, which I have got one I'll get in a moment. Make templates of the windows out of paper. I've just got brown paper which I've just kind of pressed up against it. Jean was helping me the other night to kind of cut round it and make it as best fit as I possibly can. And then get hold of, pinch my wife's sewing machine. I have absolutely no idea how to use, and we're going to tape all the edges. So I've got this decent fabric edging tape, which I'm then going to bind over all of the edges around the outside. Something along those lines. I mean, look how magic that's going to look. Amazing. Can't see it like that. So, and then that will be the whole shape of the window. Now, to get the window, to get the insulation panels, window coverings, whatever you want to call them, stick the windows. I have bought a whole load of these little window suckers. So I don't think you actually see these particularly well, but they've got like a hook and a loop on one side. I can put closer into that section. So like that. So you pop a hole through that fabric, push this through, these two little legs stop it from falling back through, and this is your little pulley thing to pull it off the window. And you just bung a whole load of these on around the outside. Now to make the hole, it's not just a hole. If anyone who knows me, it's got to look right. So I bought some of these pressed eyelets that go into the actual hole itself. So it didn't cost a huge amount, to be fair. So this little eyelet maker, so that cuts the hole and pushes the eyelets into it as well. So like for the back window, there might be, what, 1, 2, 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, something along those lines, so 6 of them. And we've got, I don't even know how many we've got, 20 of them. I think we've got 40 or 50 or something along those lines. So that is the plan. I have no idea how to use a sewing machine, so that's going to be interesting and fun to watch. I may film it. If I do, I may not show you. So, but I've got plenty of this stuff. We've got some room to make some mistakes, but this fabric is particularly cheap, so I don't really want to mess it up. We've got the rear window done already, so I'm going, as in the template made, and I'm quite happy with how that is. I don't think I need to make any further adjustment to it. So I'm going to get that template and I'm going to lay it onto this. Don't think it really matters which way up I do it, whether it's this in line with this or whether it's this in line with this, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to try and make use of the fabric as much as possible and draw it on so it's easy to cut out, cut it all out, and then get the sewing machine. So this is the template for the rear window, and it's only when you make templates you realise how small these things are. That is basically the rear window. So as you can see, it's not going to use up a huge amount of fabric, but that's fine. So we're going to trace that onto this in just a moment, and I'm going to probably put maybe a couple of centimetres all the way around, because I'm not really fussed about pushing in and filling in the gaps. It doesn't need to fit perfectly, and I can always trim it, but I can't add fabric back on once I cut it. So I'm gonna pop this on, draw around it, cut it out, and see what it looks like. And just for the sake of this, the company is called Burger, and this cost me for, how much was it? I don't know. I bought, so it's 1.5 meters wide. I bought 5 meters of it. So I bought, what, 7.5 square meters, which should be enough, I think, having looked at the rear window now. So I'm going to do, obviously, the rear window, the 2 side rear windows, which are just one piece, and the 2 passenger doors, although they are split, I'm going to do as one piece. The 2 front windows are obviously just one piece, and then the front windscreen. So the front windscreen is going to be obviously the biggest piece. Hopefully we should be able to get enough out of that. But you know, worst case, I can always buy more. But I worked it out, and I think that's going to be about right. So that was £110 for that. So that was 5 meters or 1.5 meter thermofoil, 7-ply thermofoil, and that was £110.94 delivered from Germany. So really pleased with that. There's no other information that's pertinent to you, I don't think. Nope, no information about the product itself. But it's a 7-ply. It should help towards keeping that heat in the car. So I'm going to start tracing it out. Now we're going to try and put on one of the eyes just to see how it works really. I'm a bit impatient. So that is what we're going to try and do now. So one of these, we're going to pop it in the corner. Okay, and then one of them. So the size of this tape is folded over, so it's going to be covering in, roughly speaking, like that. So we want this to be in like there, I think. So. So we've got a little suckery job, goes to the window with an eyelet, and we'll tape all the edges to make it look pretty. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Now I've got to make loads to pot it on there. They're not taped edges or anything like that at the moment. But that, crikey, that's a different thing to film, isn't it? That is what it's going to look like. So it sits right in there when it's pushed down. And obviously it won't be hanging down, so, but yeah. That will do the job nicely. I'll probably put a couple more suckers here, and probably one in the middle at the top here as well, actually, to just hold it in place. But generally speaking, that is going to work really well. So, I've got to make all of the others, and then I'll use a sewing machine. Joy. So here we are with this mean machine, which we really didn't have much of an idea how to do. But Arlo happened to do this at school the other day, which is really handy because neither of us had a proper idea as to what we were doing. But it works. So what we've been doing is just practicing. This is the weirdest video to put on YouTube, but if this makes it to YouTube, I'm really sorry. But we've just been practicing as to what we want to do. I want to make it quite strong, and a straight line is just boring. Zigzag's cool. So we've been looking at all the different things you can do. You can practically do like smiley face, even a heart there, look.
Should I show the screen what the zigzags?
Yeah. So that is zigzag, and that's what we're thinking of doing because we reckon it's going to probably be stronger with this tape over it rather than just being a straight line. Not that it's going to take any weight, it's complete overkill. We don't need to do it at all, but
it's cool.
It's cool. So we've got to try and, annoyingly, I can't see anything these days, so we need to try and make sure that this tape sits flush and straight. And that is what it's going to look like. I mean, do you want to show them that? Only show them the good side. The bad side isn't so good. But
I mean, that's probably
it's not a bad attempt. So it isn't very easy in my eyes because the difficulty is getting the same amount either side. Because that looked right to me, but then you look at that side and you realise how much was hanging over.
From start to finish.
What do we reckon?
I reckon it's good. On the screen.
There's a few tails here we need to get rid of.
Did you make the holes yourself?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not going to let me fall apart in the car.
What do we think? There's some good bits, some bad bits, but essentially it's taped up. The stuff will stop coming out, like the foam won't disintegrate, it won't separate. And do the job, I think. Hang on. So that's the end of this riveting video. I'm quite pleased with the outcome actually. So we've got this burger insulation material, some black fabric tape, an eyelet maker and some suckers of Amazon, and we have now got a rear window for an L322 Range Rover, the insulation panel for the rear window. We've already checked it fits and it works really well. So we've now got to make what feels like an eternity load of more of them. It isn't particularly easy, but we've never used a sewing machine before, so I think we did pretty well. Some of the stitching is a bit sketchy, but it holds the tape onto the outside, it stops it separating, the 7-ply separating, and all in all, I'm reasonably chuffed with that. So thanks for watching this video. I'm going to do an update once I've done all of them, but I'm not going to make you sit through and watch me make all of that stuff because that would be boring even for me to film it, let alone for you to watch. But thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like. If you want to stay in touch with what we're doing and get updates for what we're doing on the Range Rover, please do consider subscribing, click the notification bell, share with all your friends who will be wondering why on earth you're watching a man use a sewing machine for the first time, making insulation panels for a car. But either way, it's been fun making it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.